Hey, very warm welcome, Rukesh and Teena, to BNI Deira podcast. And it's a special series where I am speaking with our chapter ambassadors to understand their life, their journey about BNI, how their role is helping them. So let me start with Rukesh, if you don't mind, though ladies first, but I am deviating from the basic rule because this person who is sitting right in front here, he is a long-standing member. He stands in BNI longer than I do.
Yeah.
How long you've been in BNI, Rukesh?
If you add my India experience of 5 years, I'm this 15th year in BNI.
15th year, so I'm just a 10-year-old baby. So he's
Absolutely.
like 15-year-old member. And in this journey, you must have seen so many roles, people like how many roles have you taken in this journey so far?
Well, 15 years translate into 30 terms of leadership teams, and I've taken almost every role, right from the visitor host, where normally to a new member start, till the ambassador. I'm right now the ambassador of one chapter, support one chapter. So all roles have been taken.
And you are also the president of BNI Synergy.
Yes, for the current term, I am the president for BNI Synergy, the chapter where I'm a member.
So you have a chapter role and a regional role.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. That shows some really good courage, right? So Rukesh, if I ask you, which role have you enjoyed the most in your journey?
Practically, if you ask me, I've always enjoyed the president's role because that's where you get an opportunity to lead from the front, and whatever passion you have, whatever commitment you have toward the chapter, you can drive it in those 90 minutes of the meeting. So that is what I enjoy the most.
So right now I have one current president sitting with me and another president who have just completed 2 terms. So Tina, what has been your biggest learning in your role as the chapter president?
Pankaj, I guess the biggest learning is when you're facing with challenges or when you're facing with things which you know you can figure out and do it right, it just keeps you going and you figure out that stuff and you get it done. And I think that was the best learning experience, and that is what applies to your business as well, because whenever you have any challenges, when you know that you have already done the role well somewhere, you can also implement that in your business.
Wow. So that means you are talking about what you learned leading these business owners in your chapter. You can very well implement that into your business.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because as we all know, that BNI is not just the age groups are completely different. There are so many senior business owners who are doing multi-million dirhams of business. They are much older than you in your age, in your experience. So you're not just managing, or I would say serving employees. You are taking care of a chapter that's run by so many successful people. So that's why I think that gives you a completely different perspective. It guides you, it makes you ready to deal with people, or I would say communicate with people of different age groups and different experiences.
Wow, that's fantastic. And Rukesh, in your 15 year of journey, what you understand, I talk about golden nuggets, the nuggets which I can collect from my members' journey, their life, how they are doing, how they are working, how they have come up through any challenges in life. And I collect such knowledge and I call them my golden nuggets, right? So what is your biggest, brightest golden nugget have you received in last 15 years of your BNI journey?
The best part was when I relocated to Dubai. I am as old as my BNI membership in Dubai because coming from BNI for 5 years as a member in India, it became a way of life for me. So as I landed in Dubai, I took a BNI membership because I knew this is going to help me settle here, and that's what BNI has done for me. That's my biggest nugget, biggest learning, that BNI is magic and it always works for you.
Wow, that's fantastic. And Tina, what do you say? What is the right time for a new member to take up a role?
I would say as long as even when you're 3 or 4 months old, if you're committed, if you think you can devote that specific amount of time, depending on the role you're taking, I would say you're ready as even when you're 3 months old in the chapter.
Hey, so you're saying catch them young.
Catch them young. I would say we have had experiences. I was asked to take up the ST role when I was 5 months into the chapter, and I was not ready. I thought I was not ready and I refused a couple of times. But the then president, Mr. Javed Sheikh, he was very confident in my abilities and he asked me to step in. And that changed for me. And the same way in my previous term, we had Mr. Kozema, who took in as a ST, who was very doubtful. He did an absolutely fantastic job. And so is the current ST of our chapter, Mr. Dhaval Ashra. He just stepped in and I think he is doing the best work he can. So I think it doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you're committed and you're ready to take up the challenges, you're ready.
Believe me, when I'm listening this from you, what I recall is a statement I read that only the first step seems impossible. Once you have taken that first step, once you have shown the courage, then all the next steps are right in front of you, and you keep walking and riding that ladder of visibility, ladder of leadership. And when I say visibility, Rukesh, what do you think? Who gets the most visibility in the chapter 90 minutes meeting?
The president.
Right? And who is the second most?
The secretary treasurer, I would say.
Secretary Treasurer, yes, they do announcements. And is there anyone who is not a role holder yet receives the maximum amount of visibility?
Who gives a majority of business?
Businesses, okay.
Performing members, and visibility wise, there are a lot of responsibilities throughout the meeting which may seem mundane but they are important, like the visitor host, the mic runner, helping the visitors give their 30 seconds. So there are so many roles which keep on getting visibility. Actually in BNI every role gives you visibility in different ways.
I always say that when I look at mic runners, they are standing and walking in the meeting for nearly 45 minutes, right? And they are not disciplined to stand at one corner because they have to pass the mics. They are running around. I feel they get a visibility which is remarkable. So it's called unsung heroes, but they are not unseen heroes. They are very much seen heroes, though not sung well. So when I was launching my BNI Legends chapter and started this journey, one thing I did, I made a recognition slide for those unsung heroes. Though they are seen, but I made it sure that people hear about them and recognize that what they are doing, right? So all in all, if we look at it, it is a journey and really appreciate. So what is that you going to do? What is that one thing which you're going to change or focus upon which will bring the most impact in this term on the chapter you are an ambassador with?
Just serve them, help them, and try to understand the issues they're facing, and maybe just guide them through the process of what is needed to be done for them to get the maximum benefit out of BNI.
Wow. So I hear guide them and I hear learn from them, understand them, right? So it is not just, what I do. I understand the need and I give them the solution. Understand the pain and give them the medicine. That's what your plan is. That's wonderful. Though you are going for BNI Legends, that's a baby I have worked upon. I know I do things in a very rapid way, but still, I think they are a good bunch of people you're going to deal with and you're going to thrive. I'm always there to support you. Don't forget that. It says my passionate baby as well. And Rukesh, what is that one thing you're going to do being the president of BNI Synergy in this term?
As a president, we are having growth initiatives in terms of power teams. So we would be having about 6 power teams based on the context peer training which BNI has given, and we'll try and fill those power teams where the gaps are evident, and these gaps can be filled by these power team members. For example, completing a power team in terms of context peer, calling the suppliers and vendors from their own circle who have an open seat in our chapter will be invited as a visitor, and we can see if they can become members. It could benefit the entire chapter. That's how we are trying to drive the growth in the chapter.
Wow. And indeed, the fantastic part is the leader from my region who is in charge of Phil, right? Like bringing new members to the chapter is part of your chapter as a member as well. So what is the planning Abraham doing? will participate, which members will participate with you in this implementation of power team? Who is the one most important?
The most important power team we have is the project power team, where the community builder will participate mainly, because it is his responsibility to build the contact sphere and the chapter as a whole in terms of inviting members. So the community builder will lead from the front in driving this initiative.
Right. So I would say the community builder is focusing to build 6 power teams in your chapter now, and he'll ensure these power teams are all filled with 6 by 8 matrix if possible, and have more members.
Absolutely.
So that's great. Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Teena.
Pankaj.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
for joining me today. Thank you very much.